The Mamluk dynasty or the slave dynasty, the Mamluk Sultanate, is the historiographical name or umbrella term used to refer to the three dynasties of Mamluk origin who ruled the Ghurid territories in India and subsequently. The Sultanate of Delhi from 1206 to 1290, the Qutbi dynasty from 1206 to 1211, the first Ilabri or Shamsi dynasty 1211 to 1266, and the second Ilabri dynasty 1266 to 1290. Before the establishment of Mamluk dynasty, Qutbuddin Aibak tenure as a Ghurid dynasty administrator lasted from 1192 to 1206. The period during he held 4 days into the genetic plane and established control over some of the new areas. The last ruler, Shamsuddin Kayumaras, an infant, was murdered by Jalaluddin Galchi, nobleman who then established the Galchi dynasty. The Mamluk dynasty or the slave dynasty was founded by Qutbuddin Aibak, a Turkic Mamluk slave general of Ghurid Empire from Central Asia. Mamluk were soldiers of slave origins who had converted to Islam. The phenomenon started in the 9th century and gradually the Mamluk became a powerful military class in various Muslim societies. Mamluk held political and military power most notably in Egypt but also in the Levant, Iraq and India. In 1206, Muhammad of Ghor, the Sultan of the Ghurid Empire, was assassinated. Since he had no male heir, his empire split into minor sultanates led by his former Mamluk generals. Tajuddin Ildosh became the ruler of Ghazni. Muhammad bin Bakhtiar Ghalji got Bengal, and Nasiruddin became the Sultan of Multan. Qutbuddin Aibak became the Sultan of Delhi, establishing the Mamluk dynasty. However, his reign as the Sultan of Delhi was short-lived. With his death in 1210, his successor Aram Shah rose to the throne only to be assassinated by Iltutmish in 1211. The Sultanate under Iltutmish established cordial diplomatic contact with the Abbasid Caliphate between 1228 to 29 and had managed to keep India unaffected by the invasions of Genghis Khan and his successor. Following the death of Iltutmish in 1236, a series of weak rulers remained in power and a number of the noblemen gained autonomy over the provinces of the Sultanate. Power shifted hands from Rukhuddin Firuz to Razia Sultana until Ghiyasuddin Balban rose to the throne and successfully repelled both external threat to the Sultanate from the Genghis Khan invasions and internal threat from the rebellious Sultanate nobles. At last, until the end of the 13th century, when they ruled the Mamluk Sultanate in India, the Ghurid Turks maintained their ethnical characteristics, continuing to use Turkish as their main language rather than Persian, they persisting in their rude and the ways as men of the sword, in opposition to the Persian men of the pen. The Ghalji dynasty came into being when Jalaluddin Firuz Ghalji overthrew the last of the slave dynasty rulers, Murs Uddin Gudabkat, and the Balban assumed the throne at Delhi. The first Sultan of the Mamluk dynasty was Qutbuddin Aibak, who had the name of Sultan and renamed the 1206 to 1210. He temporarily quelled the rebellions of Nasiruddin and Multan of Tajuddin Ilosh of Ghan. Making Lahore his capital, he consolidated his control over North India through an administrative hold over Delhi.